Welcome back to the 2 Minute Warning. Today I'm looking at the Los Angeles Rams and determining my top 5 players on their current roster heading into the 2021 NFL season. But before getting to that topic, question for those of you viewing, especially the Rams fans out there. I want to hear from you guys. Who do you think are the current 5 best players on this Rams roster? Number 1 and 2 might be kind of obvious, but in that 3 to 5 range, things do get interesting and it's up for debate. So I want to hear from you guys. If you agree with my rankings, I want to hear your thoughts as well. But getting to the topic, before I go through my top 5, a couple of honorable mentions. Number 1 on the honorable mention list is going to go to Andrew Whitworth, top tackle for the Rams, who I'm a big fan of, and he has top 5 caliber talent on this team, but the dude's on the cusp of 40, and I didn't want to bore you guys with putting an offensive lineman on my top 5 list. But the dude has plenty of talent and longevity is there. Like I said, he's on the cusp of 40, and he's a big reason this Rams offensive line is one of the better ones in the NFL. Moving on, Robert Woods is an honorable mention. Yes, he's falling short of my list. I think this is up for debate, but I'm a Cooper Kupp guy. I think it could go either way. It just depends on who you like better. Robert Woods, he's got electricity, he's got speed, he's not just a receiver, he runs a lot of jet sweeps, he can run the ball sometimes. He's an electric guy that the Rams can rely on for a wild card play, especially with Sean McVay's offense. But like I said, I am a Cooper Kupp guy. And then on to the last honorable mention, Leonard Floyd. This might be a big surprise to a couple of Rams fans out there how he's not on my top 5 list. But this Rams team is so stacked that I trust the top 5 guys I have on there. Leonard Floyd, I do think, could possibly take a step back with Brandon Staley, the defensive coordinator, leaving and going on to head coach for the LA Chargers. Brandon Staley getting Leonard Floyd back in this past year in 2020 kind of revamped Leonard Floyd a little. I'm curious to see how he will be without Staley. Not to say he doesn't have talent, and I'm a fan of Leonard Floyd, and he deserves the money he got from the Rams, but I want to see if he will be the same guy with Staley, and therefore I'm holding him back as an honorable mention. But getting into it at number 5 is going to go to rookie running back Cam Akers. And here you can make the argument of Robert Woods being over Cam Akers. He's more proven, he's more reliable, he's just more consistent with the Rams. Cam Akers, he didn't even get a lot of starting time. He didn't get a lot of time in general, and we don't know exactly what he is. But towards the end of the year, once he was handed the ball as the number 1 running back on this team, Cam Akers looked like one of the best rookie running backs in his draft class. Him amongst the other guys such as Jonathan Taylor, Antonio Gibson, James Robinson, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Cam Akers held his own in that class, and he didn't even get a lot of starting time and get a lot of reps, and therefore I believe he deserves the first, or at least a spot on this list. I'm a big Cam Akers fan. He's good out of the backfield and good running the ball as well. An electric ball runner that Matt Stafford's never dealt with before, and even Cam Akers with Jared Goff this past year looked pretty good. But like I said, with Matt Stafford, his previous running back was Adrian Peterson, who's just like Andrew Whitworth. He's just way past his prime and on the cusp of 40. He's not that old, but he's up there in age compared to young, emerging, up-and-coming Cam Akers. I definitely think he deserves to be on this list. I understand the argument of you guys having a proven Leonard Floyd or Robert Woods over Cam Akers, but I'm a big fan of Cam Akers, and I think once he gets the full-time starting job, we're going to easily see that he deserves to be a top 5 player on this list. Number 4 is going to go to Cooper Kupp, and this is where the comparison between him and Robert Woods comes to. Like I said, Robert Woods I'm a big fan of, but looking at the two when healthy, I think it's easily understood to the Rams themselves. When everyone's healthy and everyone's playing their best, Cooper Kupp is our number 1 receiver. He's more reliable. He's got better hands. Robert Woods does have this speed advantage, but when it comes to hands and it comes to being a slot guy and it comes to a guy that slips through the cracks, through the defenses, through the middle of the field, I'm giving it to Cooper Kupp. They play different styles of football, that's for sure, so it's hard to compare them exactly, but just the Rams kind of having Cooper Kupp as their number 1 guy is a good reason why I have him as my number 1 guy. If you compare the two, I like Cooper Kupp a lot better, especially due to the age factor. Robert Woods, he's been around. He played with the Buffalo Bills for a few years. Now he's on a few more years with the Rams, and he's getting up there in age. Not to say it's taken anything away from his game, but Cooper Kupp, who's only just now hitting his prime, I think he deserves the edge over Robert Woods, and I think he deserves to be on this list. He was banged up a little bit at times this past year, especially heading into the postseason, but still, when healthy, and even when playing crippled or playing not at his 100%, he's still effective, still a great receiver, and still a producer for this team. So I think he definitely deserves number 4. And now at number 3, and past number 3, I think things are going to get a little obvious, but it's still worth talking about. Number 3 is going to go to new quarterback Matthew Stafford. You could say, how is he not on this other higher on the list? But you guys know who's on the list: Ramsey, Donald. Looking at Stafford specifically, Matt Stafford, if he comes to the LA Rams and is just what we expect him to be, he's a guy that puts up numbers, he's a guy that has fourth quarter drives, a guy that can create wins, has a good touchdown to interception ratio, push the ball down the field, he can move the chains. This is a team that can expect an NFC Championship appearance at minimum. But if he comes to this team and turns out to be better than what we ever thought, Matt Stafford, for all we know, has never reached his max potential. I mean, yes, he's had talent to play with before in Calvin Johnson. He's had a top 10 receiver of all time to play with, arguably a top 5 receiver of all time to play with. But outside of the number 1 receiver on his team, Matthew Stafford's never had this type of depth at the receiving core when it comes to Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, Tyler Higbee, Van Jefferson, and then in the running game, like I said, he's never had a running back like this to rely on and to throw to in Cam Akers. He's coming off a year with Adrian Peterson, like I said, and DeAndre Swift, who didn't really turn out to be what they wanted. To the nth degree, I do think Cam Akers is better than Swift, not to take anything away from Swift, but I do think Akers is an upgrade in an offensive line as well. Offensive line won't last forever. Center's already moved on. Andrew Whitworth is getting up there in age, but as of right now, this Rams offensive line is much better than what Stafford dealt with in Detroit. So I do think we're going to see his game possibly take an upgrade. He's never had this type of coaching staff as well. Sean McVay, one of the most offensive-minded and innovative coaches in the NFL today, and his game is going to upgrade with that. So I wouldn't be surprised if Matt Stafford goes from a top 10 quarterback to a top 5 quarterback, because we've never seen this amount of talent around him for him to feed off of, and I think he easily deserves a spot on this list, and number 3 suits him well, because he could go higher, because we don't know how he will click, but he shouldn't fall any further because he's already proven what he can do in Detroit. But he deserves number 3 in my opinion. Number 2 is going to go to arguably the number 1 corner in the NFL, Jalen Ramsey. It's up for debate who's the number 1 corner. If a healthy Stephon Gilmore's around, it's hard for Ramsey to top him. Jair Alexander, a pretty good rival in the NFC on the Green Bay Packers. Jair Alexander, he's a good number 1 corner. Ramsey, though, he's up there in the conversation. I like him as a number 1 corner in the NFL. He's getting plenty of money to play at the number 1 position level. Devontae Adams kind of messed him up a little bit in the divisional round, but still, Jalen Ramsey holds his own most of the time when he takes on these top corners. He shut down DK Metcalf when it matters, and that's what matters. When Jalen Ramsey, if you take out the number 1 receiver on the opposing offense, you know you're getting your money's worth. The Rams put a lot of investment into Jalen Ramsey, which they're still paying for this year, a first-rounder that they gave up for him. Yet I do think it is worth it up to this point because of what we have seen Ramsey produce. When you get, when you make a trade and in the trade you receive a player that is arguably at the number 1 position, is arguably number 1 at his position in the NFL, 9 out of 10 times you're going to win that trade no matter what cost, because you got the number 1 guy at their position. It is going to be worth it because that means he's an absolute X factor that can lead and carry a team no matter what side of the football it is. So number 2 I think easily fits him for Jalen Ramsey. And then number 1, Aaron Donald. He's not just the best player on the Rams. He might be the best player in the NFL outside of the quarterback position. Defensive Player of the Year several times, reigning Defensive Player of the Year, led the league in sacks, tied for sacks, 13.5 sacks. He just was on the cusp of 20 sacks a year or 2 ago. The dude, he's a beast. There's not much to say about Aaron Donald, why he deserves number 1. If you don't know why he deserves number 1, you don't watch football. The dude's the number 1 in the NFL. Like I said, he's the reason this Rams team is in contention for the playoffs every year. Of course, there's factors outside of that, but without Aaron Donald, this Rams team would just not even be close to the same. And now that he's got a pass rusher, Leonard Floyd, to help him out as well, Aaron Donald, he still led the league in sacks with these amount of double teams he has. And there was some debate about him possibly getting in a fight and what's going to happen with him now. But that was settled, and he's going to come back and be just fine and help carry this Rams team to a possible NFC Championship. Didn't go in depth on Aaron Donald, but you guys know the drill. He's the best defensive player in the NFL, and he might be the best player in the NFL outside of the quarterback position. But to reiterate my list, honorable mentions are going to go to speedy wideout Robert Woods, old man Andrew Whitworth, who still holds his own, and then Leonard Floyd, a pretty good pass rusher the Rams invested in over the next 4 years. And then starting 5 through 1 is going to go up-and-comer Cam Akers, proven Cooper Kupp, on the brink of being a top 5 quarterback, Matt Stafford, depending how this season goes. I don't have him there yet. I do think he's top 10 and could move up for sure. And then Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald. But let me know what you guys think of my list. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I could see some things changing. I wouldn't argue with anyone if they have a Leonard Floyd or a Robert Woods over Cam Akers just because he's so unproven and we don't know about him yet. But as of right now, I'm putting him in my list based off of potential. But like I said, guys, I want to hear your thoughts. Comment down below. And thanks for watching 2 Minute Warning.